The main part of my research is the third chapter, which is about their flowering phenology. The phenology is the study of the repetitive cycles of beings, and most of them are ultimately regulated by the Earth's revolution, which changes the day length throughout the year in non-equatorial regions. For example, by June solstice, Melbourne will receive only 9 hours and 30 minutes of sunlight, causing seasonal changes in temperature, which modifies the water cycle and overall climate variability. Plants also respond to these changes, and amphesis or blooming is especially sensitive to these environmental cues. But not every species responds equally to the same environmental signal. Coexisting and closely related species configure their temporal niche to prevent hybridization and competition. Fauna has adapted to flowering timing. In general, plant phenology links the timing of a whole ecosystem. After pollination, fruits develop, but they also have their own timing. As expected, fruit and seed consumers are adapted to fruiting times. Ultimately, they rely on flowering for feeding. But what if climate changes? Fauna and flora interaction, which has been perfectly aligned throughout millennia, might become disrupted by the complex relationships between the environmental cues, plant and animal phenology. For example, asynchrony between pollinators and blossoms disrupts fruiting, causing food shortages, famine, or even death of consumers. In general, we can say that there's a complex and entangled relationship between sunlight, water, temperature, and each flora species with their own intrinsic physiological responses driven by their own genetics, along with the pollinators, consumers, etc.